Let's get started and create a cash flow template in Excel. We can start with the header. So let me click on the number 1 here to the left side, because that way I can select the entire row. And that way I can change the color. Let's say I want to use a dark blue. However, you can use any color that you like the most. Now, let me click on the first cell of my spreadsheet. I want to write down the header, cash flow template or tracker. Now, let me click on this cell again and increase the size of the font and also change the color to a lighter one. I can also put the first cell in bold because it's easier to see. And if you like, in the next row, row number 2, you can change the color maybe to a yellowish color, because that way you can create a very interesting and cool effect. Now we can add the important things that we can use into this template, that are the columns. The columns are going to be responsible to contain all the informations that we need, such as the date, also the type. The date is actually the date that you had your money coming in or out your account. So let's say January 1st of 2026. Enter. I have a income and the description that it can be, let's say, a paycheck, or it can be a side hustle and things like this. And you can also increase the width of the column D, because that way it's easier to see. Now in the next column, the most important information, the value itself. So let's say the paycheck is equal to $2,000. Enter. Let me convert this number as money. So let me go here to the Home tab and click on this $sign, because that way I can format as dollar. And I can also increase the width of the column E. Side hustle, let's say $100. Okay, and it's also a income. I can copy and paste the type, and the date, let's use January 10th of 2026. Enter. Okay, but let me make some changes here. Let's say the type, we can have either income or expenses. So the way we can create here a list to make it easier to select. So let me select both of those cells, and then I can go to the data tab, and all the way to the right I can go to data validation, and instead of use any value, I want to allow a list, and as the source I want to type in the 2 things that I can have, that are income, comma, and also expenses. Enter. That's it. Our list is done. So I have now income and also expenses. And to make sure our template is complete, we can select everything that we did. And here on the insert menu, we can transform our data set into a table itself, because a table has a lot of benefits. Let me click OK. One of those benefits are, let's say now we want to include new data into your cash flow template. The only thing that you need to do is go to the first blank row and insert the date, such as January 22nd of 2026. Enter. Now Excel automatically added for you a new row. That way you already have here the list where we can input your income or expenses. You can write down here the description and put here the value. Now let's say I also want to improve here the type, because income is something that is increasing my bank account. So I want to put the income, or I want to fill up this cell with a green color, and the expenses I want to highlight with a red color automatically. So I can go to the Home tab, and here to the right, conditional formatting, highlight cells rules, equal to, I want to highlight expenses with light red, okay, and income, conditional formatting, highlight cells rules, equal to, I want to highlight income as green. Okay, that's it. Now it's going to be automatically. Whenever I change here the type, the text and all the cell is going to be automatically filled with the color that we choose before. So let's say expenses, I have mortgage, and it's $1,200. Okay, with this simple template here, we can track everything, the money that is coming in and the money that is going out our bank account. However, how can I do here a math to help me calculate the total income and also the total expenses? I can use the SUMIFS function to help me. So let's say here to the right, I want to again write down expenses and income that are both the types that I have. And I want to make here a summary to make sure I know the total of expenses and also the income. To help me, I can use the equal sign SUMIFS function in Excel. This formula allows us to adapt the values if the condition, the criteria is match. Let's say SUMIFS, double click, 1, 2 to select. The range that I want to use is the range where I have my criteria, that is the type. So I can either select all the types that I have, or I think it's easier if you click on the letter C to select the whole column, okay? Comma, my criteria is going to be the one here to the left, comma, and the sum range is going to be the column E. Simple as that. Enter. Now Excel are going to adapt only the values that match with the criteria that we specified before. To do it again to the incomes, I can simply copy and paste the formula to the cell underneath. Copy and paste. Simple as that. And whenever I add here a new value, so let's say I want to add a new description, a new side hustle, enter. Now the value is going to be 1, 2, 3, enter. Let me put here the type that is equal to income. As you guys can clearly see, automatically the values are going to be updated. And we can also have here a balance. Enter. That is going to be a very, very simple math. Equal sign, income minus expenses. Enter. We're done. That's it. This is how we can do it, guys. So I hope this video can help you out. And if you have any questions or any suggestions to the next videos, let me know. Comment down below, and I see you maybe tomorrow, because almost every day has a new video. So I see you there.